Right. See, in this application, I'm going to explain the same one is a Spring Core application only, but with has a relation. With a has a relation. So in the last class, I explained clearly about how to work with the single bean with the setter injection as well as with constructor injection also. Now between two beans, how to establish has a relation, and same story, right, through setter injection and through constructor injection, how can we, that I explain now. See, I'm taking one application, same one. So follow the Maven project, create that Maven project. Here it is. Next, the group ID, simply I'm giving that com.example. Spring Core app has a, I'm taking like this. Spring Core app has a, the same thing with the description. Spring Core application with has a between beans. A small description I have given and just finish it. Then application will be created. Application will be created. Spring Core app. Spring Core app. See, we already discussed one application. First, Spring Core app. Few things which are common, let me copy. Sir, what is that common? Form.xml dependencies, as we know already. Only just let me copy paste. Here it is a form.xml. In this project, just add the dependencies. Add the dependencies. Then after that, no need to touch form.xml. Happily we can write. Now here it is a has a relations we are writing. In source main Java, two beans I'm going to write. Two beans. New class. I'm giving the package com.example, suppose. Employee bean and address bean I'm adding. Employee and address. So one is employee. Finish it. So that employee Java created. And one more address. I will write one by one. You don't worry. Next one is address. That is. And next one main for testing purpose. It's a main class, right? Main test, which contains that main method also. There we are getting the beans and checking. Okay. And in resources folder, create application context. That is XML file, you know already. XML file. I'm using that name same application context. Application context. That is the one. Okay. Now in application context also, let me copy that basic things. Just about the versions and everything. Specifications about the XML file. Then how to configure the beans and all, I'll explain one by one. Easy. Now here, the first one is writing address Java. Address. First of all, as usual, has a relation with the setter injection. In address, I'm defining like this: private string street comma city, street and city. Now I need to generate getters and setter methods for this one. Just go to the source, generate getters and setters, generate setters and getters automatically generated for street as well as city. This bean is ready. Now we need to create this bean here in application context. Application context. Now we are adding this bean. Adding this bean. Bean. What is the ID? Is address and which class it is. Com dot example dot address. It has two properties. Property name equals to. So what is the name you have given there? Street. What is the value you want to give? Suppose I'm giving Ameerpet. The first property close. Second property name equals to what is the city? That value, suppose Hyderabad. Value is Hyderabad. Street and city we are specifying. The names should match with the variables what you mentioned here. Street and city. Okay. Now go to the main test. Go to the main test. First, without has a relation. Without has a relation, just we are adding that one. Application context. This context is equal to what we need to write new class path XML. Class path XML configuration application context. What is that name? Here it is. Left side also you can specify class path XML configuration application context. Same one only. I'm not changing. I'm not changing to the same class. And here it is. You need to specify that name. Which one? That application context. Here, XML name you need to specify. Context.xml. Right? Automatically, these two will be imported because already we are adding the dependencies from the Maven repository. Now here it is. From the context, we need to collect the bean. Context dot get bean of. You need to specify the bean ID what you mentioned in application context.xml file. What you mentioned here, ADDR. You mentioned clearly ADDR. That we need to specify here. Right here, you are collecting into that address. Here also you can give the same. But one point we already know. GetBean is always returns, see, object type. GetBean is always returns object type, object that you need to convert into address. See, add cast to address, simple. Just click on this, automatically it will be casted. Is called downcasting. Is called downcasting. So with the help of this, you can access using getters. System.out.println. What is the city? I'm just writing simply city. ADDR dot get city. See, still there is no has a relation here. Still there is no has a relation. Now I'm going to establish. Here I'm just printing only the city. Now establishing that has a relation employee. Same like employee has name, string, employee name. Next, now this is has a relation. Hope you already perfect in has a relation. If not, first go and practice has a relation before this. Please don't get confused here. Private address type variable. Address. This is has a. This is has a. Employee has an address. Now same story. Getters and setters we are adding. Getters and setters we are adding. Simply here it is. Go to the source and generate getters and setters. Select all. Yes. Look at this. Get name and set name. This is important. Get address. Return type is address. Set address is taking address. It's taking address. These are setters and getters for has a relation. Now same story. We need to give another bean in application context. How to configure, sir? This configuration, see, bean is the second bean, na? Second bean. Observe this. ID is employee emp I am giving. What is the class? Form dot example dot employee class. First property setting is easy. Property name equals to that name we have given, that value we are providing, value. Only the second one. What is that second one? The first one is a name, normal one. But second one is not normal type, like not primitive type or string type. This is what address type. Address you need to specify. How can we? Property name equals to same address, but value. It's not value. REF reference. REF reference. Sir, what is the reference? You must give this. A very, very important one. For this address, what you specify here, ID, the same ID you need to specify here. By mistake, if you give another name, it will not work out. And this is not a value. You are not setting value. You are setting what? Address. Address you are setting. This is the simple way of representing two beans with has a relation and a setter injection. Setter. Constructor injection is just like simple. I'll show you, not a big thing. Now, in this one, in main test, just like same. Now I don't want to get address bean. Right? If you want to get address bean, okay, you can take like this. Directly, anyway, has a relation is there. Right? You can take employee bean. Employee E is equal to, I'm downcasting directly, context dot get bean of. So what you need to specify here? What you need to specify? What is the ID you provided for employee? What is the ID? Don't forget this. Initially, everyone will make the mistakes here on EMP. That same thing you need to specify here. You need to specify here EMP. This one. So you can access now. Name you can access directly. System.out.println name equals to. How to access? E dot get name. It will show directly. But now I just want to display the street and city address. Street e dot get address dot get street with has a relation we are accessing. System dot out dot println city I want to access. The same story. E dot get address dot get city. That is no sir. Instead of doing first, let me show you like this. It will give you the output all the three. Sir, why I am writing this one address bin? As a relation is there, directly employee bin I am taking. After printing the name directly, first let me take the address like this. Address equal to e dot get address. Anyway, it will return the address that we are storing. With the help of that, simply we can access. Why every time calling like this? First collecting the address from the employee with has a relation, then access. You will get the same output of this. You will get same output of this. This is simply to say has a relation, right, between employee as well as address. And this is setter injection. All of you practice this setter injection today. Once you are good at that setter injection, then constructor injection, right? With has a relation, if it is completed, then simply, right, we can create a list of beans, map of beans and everything we can create in the next session. Hope you understood.